Oh, there's a beautiful spot within the grounds of the gorgeous Arrowfield Stud where the legends of the farm are memorialised forever.
They call it the resting place of legends, and one of those legends is immortalised in a very realistic statue, of course, the Broadway act that is Redoute's choice. I travelled up to the beautiful Arrowfield Stud in the Hunter and caught up with the man behind it all, really, John Messara.
Redoute's choice has grabbed the lead, 50 to go, draws away, and Redoute's choice has won the diamond. Redoute's choice is coming again. Testarossa has to find. Redoute digs, he lunges and wins.
What a legend he is, and how could we continue without a statue of him to remind us every day of his contribution he made to the Australian industry and, of course, to Arrowfield itself. We built the farm on his back, essentially. We drive past every day and we continue to think about him, and he continues to deliver, by the way. Last year just ended, he was the champion Messara broodmares. So his influence will last a long time.
Schnitzel, we just saw Schnitzel.
That's his son, and that's his best son, and he's won 4 Australian championships, sire championships. He's 20 years of age, very fertile, very active, and an interesting stat, he has produced a stakes win by his produce once every 13 days for the last 6 years.
Wow.
So continuity of high-class race winners.
And I love the story about how you bought Redoute's choice originally.
Yeah, oh yes. Well, I was with a couple of friends in Paris, and two of us wanted to stay up and listen to the Caulfield Guineas that was being run in Australia, so we stayed up till midnight or thereabouts, and we called a friend on the phone and got them to put the phone near the radio so we could hear the Caulfield Guineas.
They reached the 200 and Testarossa, sprinting very fast, has moved up and has gone to the lead over Redoute's choice. Cassidy had to pull the whip and then pins. It's Testarossa clear though. Redoute's choice is coming again. Testarossa has to find. Redoute digs, he lunges and wins.
I turned to my friend and I said, I think we've just got to buy this horse now. I had been following him all the way through. I had been the underbidder on his mother. I had sold the breeder of him, the nomination at Danehill at the time. So I'd had an involvement all the way through. The Blue Diamond and then this race, and after that he went on as well too. So he was something very special.
What did Redoute's choice do for you?
Well, he was responsible basically for a lot of the improvements on this farm. He gave us the capacity to lift the farm up, extend it, and turn it into what it is today.
And did he sort of live beyond your expectations? Did his achievements meet what you thought would happen, or
more than meet what I thought would happen? He's left sons who are sires. He's had so many sire sons. He's got, as I say, he's the champion sire of broodmare. So his daughters are now great producers, and at the time himself, he was a great champion in Australia for 3 years. He did more than we could ever expect.
Miss Finland?
And he left us Miss Finland, whose daughters and granddaughters are racing for us now with great aplomb. And she's still wallowing around in those fields there, breeding. But she's coming perhaps to the end now because she's only 19 or 20, so there won't be many more years for her. But she gave us our greatest racing thrills.
So if you had to put Redoute's choice into a few words, what would they be?
Well, the most important horse in my lifetime for me and my family and my staff, the whole team.
It must have been a sad day when he went.
It was a sad day, and frankly, the staff couldn't get themselves to carry him from his place where he died in the stallion area to the cemetery. So we developed a new cemetery so that he could be buried in situ in the stallion area. This was the level of respect there was for him and the level of grief there was on his loss.
Because to put this in world perspective, there's few stallions that have been like him in thoroughbred racing.
No, he's one of the greats in our country, and there are greats around the world in other places. But he's certainly one of the greats in our country. There's no question about it. And you might remember that we shuttled him to the Aga Khan stud in France. His Highness took him for a couple of years, and he produced 9% stakes winners to runners there. I don't think the mares totally suited him in France because they're very stout mares, but he nevertheless still produced 9% stakes winners over there. So he was held in very high regard all around the world.
He'd have to be up there with the greatest sons of Danehill, if not the.
Oh, I think he is the one. He's the greatest sire son of Danehill, definitely.